Hi, in this video, we will learn journal entries for the issue of shares at par. We will consider the situation where the shares are fully subscribed. Amount payable in lump sum. When the full amount is payable along with application, it is called amount payable in lump sum. Two journal entries need to be passed in this case. The first journal entry for receipt of application and allotment money, and the second journal entry for transfer of application and allotment money to share capital on allotment of shares. So the first journal entry, bank account debit to share application and allotment account. Narration being share application and allotment money received. The amount for this journal entry is the amount of the application money that has been received by the company. The second entry, share application and allotment account debit to share capital. Narration being the share application and allotment money transferred to share capital. This is done at the time of allotment of shares, and the amount for this journal entry is amount of the application money received, which is also the amount of the first journal entry. So we've seen the journal entry when the amount is payable in lump sum. What about journal entries when amount is payable in installments? So we say that the amount is payable in installments when the amount against the shares is going to be received by the company in installments. A few points to note. The first installment that is paid along with the application is called application money. Application money is transferred to share capital account on the allotment of shares. What is the meaning of allotment? Allotment means acceptance of share application. The second installment is called by the company on the allotment of shares, and the second installment is referred to as allotment money. After the allotment of shares, the remaining part of the share money, when it's called up, it is called call money. This call money may be collected in one installment or more than one installment. If only one call is made, it is called first and final call. If more than one call is made in place of first call, the word second, third, etc. will be used, and the word final will be added to the last installment. Let's say the second call is the last call. The installment will be referred to as second and final call. Let's go to the journal entries when the amount is payable in installments. On receipt of application money, journal entry is bank account debit to share application account. Narration being share application money received. The amount is equal to the amount which is received with the application. On the allotment of shares, the share application money is transferred to share capital account, and the following entry is passed. Share application account debit to share capital account. Narration being the share application money transferred to share capital. So the amount for this journal entry is the application money on the shares which have been allotted. Now when the second installment called the allotment money is due, the journal entry to be passed is share allotment account debit to share capital account, being the share allotment money due. The amount is the money which is due on the shares which have been allotted. A point to note, the date of the second entry, which is share capital application account debit to share capital and share allotment to share capital, is the same date. The application money is transferred to share capital in the second entry at the time of allotment of shares, and on that date the allotment money, the second installment, becomes due. So the date for the second and the third entry is at the time of allotment of shares, and it is the same date. When the company receives the allotment money, the journal entry to be passed is bank account debit to share allotment account, being share allotment money received, and the amount for the journal entry is the allotment money received on the shares allotted. On the first call being due, journal entry, share first call account debit to share capital, narration being the first call money due. The amount is the amount which is payable on the first call. On receipt of first call money, the journal entry is bank account debit to share first call account, narration being first call money received, and the amount is the amount which is received on the first call. Please note, the word equity or preference is used before the word share, as the case may be. So where the question specifies that the share is an equity share, we will use the word equity share application, equity share allotment, equity share first call, etc. And on the other hand, where the question specifies that it's a preference share, we will use the accounts as preference share application account, preference share allotment account, preference share first call account, etc. So now that we've learnt the journal entries for issue of shares at par, both when the amount is payable in lump sum as well as the amount payable in installments, in the upcoming video, we will solve example sums to demonstrate this concept better.